So
Yeah.
we figured it out. I think.
Bitter, who's the Bishop of the Butterfield Ward from the LDS Church. He'll give us our invocation, after which we will have the Pledge of Allegiance given to us by Vice Mayor Henry Reid. So please all rise. And Bishop, will you push that little green button?
Continue to prosper and be blessed under thy hand. Pray that thou will bless those that are presenting today and those decision makers that are here, that they will be guided by thy Spirit. And we ask for these favors and blessings in the name of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
I know. Sorry about that.
Thank you for that. We appreciate it. Thank you, Bishop Bitter and Vice Mayor. With that, we'll move to roll call, please.
Councilmember Brown?
Here?
Councilman Gussie?
Here.
Councilmember Manfredi?
Here.
Councilmember Smith?
Here.
Councilmember Vitiello?
Here.
Vice Mayor Wade?
Here. Here.
Mayor Price?
Here.
Mr. Mayor, we have a quorum.
Great. We have moved to item 3, which is proclamations, acknowledgements, and awards. We have 2 things to do in this, even though the agenda only says 1, but we have added one kind of semi-last minute. The first one we're going to be dealing with the Maricopa Citizens Leadership Academy, and I'd ask the council if you'd all please join me down here. We're going to hand out some awards to these fine folks who have graduated tonight.
Oh, no. Well, Mayor Price, members of council, thanks for having me today. I had the pleasure of leading the Maricopa Leadership Academy for the 2019 fall session. And if you can't tell by the presence, we had some very unique people and some great people in this class. 17 of the 21 were able to graduate. So we did have a good turnout. There are 327 total graduates from the program, and this was our 20th session over the years. So this is a pretty big milestone for us. With that, maybe a little explanation on these treats here. So we have one member, Robert King, who brought treats to every session, and he wanted to do one more treat for everybody. And actually, everyone gets a treat because there are some more treats over here on the table open to the public. These are for the graduates and the people who presented for the class. But with that, we'll get to our graduates. Edith Benuelos. Ashley Davis. Yuri Dawson. Santos. Sylvia Manuel.
Participating in the parade. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember. Councilmember Video.
Just wanted to yell. I just want to thank city staff for that great state of the city that they did. Christian, as always, you do a great job. But without the staff doing what they did to pull off what I think is the most amazing, to change this room into what I thought was the most incredible one we've had so far in all the years that I've attended. So thank you, city staff. If I had all the names to go through, I would be here all night. Thank you, everybody who participated to make this place, change this place into what this city will look like in many, many years from now. And we're all going to want to live here, and that's why it was the Field of Dreams, City of Dreams. Thank you, staff.
Anyone else at this time? Councilmember Brown?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I attended several of the events that have already been chronicled, so I'd just like to add that I also attended the Maricopa Historical Society's luncheon on the 26th, which was well attended and for a great purpose. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. All right, there we go. Thank you very much. As you can see, lots going on, and 'tis the season. All right, with that, a report from the city manager.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Just a few items tonight. First, to let you know, the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting has been awarded to the City of Maricopa by the Government Finance Officers Association for its comprehensive annual financial report, affectionately known as the CAFR. The Certificate of Achievement is the highest form of recognition in the area of governmental accounting and financial reporting. And although most of our financial staff, and perhaps none of them are here tonight, we'd like to recognize their efforts, but also your leadership as we've been able to pull this off. And I think as a direct result, Moody's Investor Service, which is an international company that ranks investment worthiness, has upgraded the city of Maricopa to a AA3 from an A1. Now, I realize A1 sounds like it should be higher, but AA3 is actually higher. And I want to just quote a few things out of their report. This is from Moody's. The upgrade to AA3 reflects material improvement in the city's tax base, fostered by rapid development and population growth. It further reflects the city's financial operation while maintaining unusually strong reserves and liquidity. It further reflects the city's unusually robust financial position, supported by strong revenue growth and effective management practices and policies. The city's debt level is average and declining given strong base growth. The city's pension and OPEB liabilities are average when compared nationally, but significantly lower than any other Arizona city. And I might remind you that recently we, with your leadership and direction, paid off the unfunded liabilities for our police pension, and we'll be working to do that on the fire side over the next year or two. With that said, just today we awarded, after a lengthy bid process, our new financial advisor as Lewis Young Robertson in Birmingham. We just call him Lewis Young. That's a lot of words. While the majority of those submitting bids expressed interest in providing services for bond issuance, the big ticket items, Lewis Young clearly demonstrated a desire and willingness to provide a full complement of services. Lewis Young, as an independent financial advisor, will create added value for Maricopa and enhance the debt management practices of the city. This independent approach will free Lewis Young and the city from any real or perceived conflicts of interest when structuring bonds or during the pricing process of bond underwriting or purchasing. And you'll announce a little bit later tonight, we're going to pull an item off the agenda because her first day on the job, she's found a way to save the community $10,000. So speaks well, I think. Most of you know this, but in case you don't, the vacated Walgreens is finally going to open.
Yeah.
It's been sitting over there for a decade. So their goal is to open. They've been in there working, and they're trying to open for the end of the year, but it may be the first of the year. And then just to let you know, tomorrow I'll be attending a manager's summit to discuss the status of the public safety personnel retirement system and to review potential changes that are being contemplated and the potential impacts it could have on local governments. The good news for us is the impacts will be minimal because of your vision to pay these unfunded requirements off. So I'll let you know how that goes, but I look forward to bragging rights tomorrow thanks to your leadership and guidance. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, City Manager. We appreciate it. All right, that'll take us to item number 6, which is called to the public. At this time, I have 2 speaker cards, so I'll let them go first, and then afterwards, anyone who wishes to approach the podium may do so. Please remember, we have a 3-minute timer up here. Try and keep everyone to it, just so we're being uniform and make sure we give everyone the same amount of time. Have the first one up here as Judith Zamont. Please come forward, Judith.
Mayor Price, City Council members, city officials, and neighbors. I'm speaking here tonight on behalf of Maricopa Arts Council, and we have just concluded the first edition of Arts Fest Maricopa, with the second edition coming up on February 1st. I hope, Vice Mayor Wade, you will enjoy it as much as you did the first one. And in conjunction with Arts Fest Maricopa, I want to give a tip of my hat and great big thanks to the splendid young people who volunteered from Maricopa High School's National Honor Society and DECA to help out with all of the in front of the crowd and behind the scenes functions that are so necessary to putting on a multifaceted performance evening. Actually, I'm also here to announce 2 upcoming arts events. They are right around the corner. One is in December, and one comes up this Saturday. The one in December is a very special evening in which Maricopa Music Circle Ensemble and Maricopa Chorus join together to present a winter holiday musicale. Where is this going to take place? Well, Maricopa arts groups, the independent arts groups in our city, are keen always to offer our experiences for all of us, even though we operate without ready access to any actual performance space in the city. So we improvise, and the Winter Holiday Musicale is going to be at Maricopa Agriculture Center on Saturday, December 14th. The event has a lot of special things going for it. Maricopa premieres, art on the spot, a silent auction, a really tasty reception. So keep your eyes looking out for more information about this event that'll surface very soon. This Saturday's event is even more special. It's a city championship. On Saturday evening, November 9th, at Honeycut Coffee, the independent voices of Maricopa's creative community come forward loud and clear in an exciting spoken word duel, the All Maricopa Poetry Slam Championship. This fiercely competitive event, which takes place over 3 rounds, is an artistic performance competition for original poetry. 14 selected poets perform their own work before an audience without costumes, without music, without scenery. The result is akin to a series of tiny, high-energy, one-person plays. The poet's aim always is to entertain and inspire the audience, and they are judged the same way as the Olympics. This year, the really novel element is money prizes. The top prize is $150,000. I wish it was $150,000. $150,000. Plus, the top 3 winners who will receive money prizes are guaranteed to get spots at the All Arizona Poetry Slam Championship, which is another MAC event, and is going to be held right here in Maricopa on January 25th, 2020. So keep your eyes posted for that. Read a lot about the slams in this week's Maricopa Monitor. and in this month's magazine put out by inmaricopa.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Judith. This time I'd like to call up Alex Stovall. Alex, come on up. Please.
Mayor Price, council members, thank you. So I actually had a question maybe you guys could answer, maybe my local neighbors could answer. So recently I've opened my home to help families and local citizens that are kind of struggling. And I know as this community grows, this is going to be something that continues to pop up on the radar. So I was wondering, what are we implementing or what are we currently working on to try and help solidify that solution with those families that need places to stay? I know we have the family assistance, but as well as maybe a possible shelter that could be potentially built or maybe resources within the city.
So, perfect. I was going to announce this before, and I apologize. I don't mean to look like we're skirting the question, but as it stands legally, we can't answer questions from the dais that are presented to us from Call to the Public based on the fact that we have to submit an agenda legally 24 hours ahead of time. However, we would love to have this conversation. So I want to make sure that you are introduced here to Rick, our city manager. Wave your hand there, Rick. And then let's start this conversation and have a discussion because it's a fascinating topic. So thank you very much for bringing it to us.
Thank you, Mayor. Council
Appreciate
members.
it. Thank you.
Mayor, fellow council members, and community neighbors, I'd like to bring to your attention an event that's going to take place on Saturday, November 16th at Leading Edge Academy. It's called Boys to the number 2 Men, B2M. Everybody has a shot. It'll be, as I said, Saturday, November 16th from 9 to 2 p.m. The $5 minimum charge is for boys ages 9 through 15. Hosted by Pastor David Anderson of World Outreach and Bible Training Center of Maricopa and myself. Basically, we will have 5 different stations in which we will rotate the young men through the stations. We have one on entrepreneur businesses. We have one on how to develop business as live music, one on DJ training. Also, we'll have an officer there to talk about issues related to the police department and how you interact with the police department as well. It promises to be a great event. We're looking for young men, and this is for young men, ages 9 to 15, to come and participate and attend. We have a guest speaker coming from the city of Phoenix. His name is Gerald Richards. Gerald was affiliated with the Phoenix Police Department. He's not a sworn officer, but was affiliated with the Phoenix Police Department for many years as an attorney. He also was one of the supporters that came to I can't think of the name of the city. Doggone it. Lost it just that fast. Anyway, he was sent to the city to help with the police department after the police department was having challenges with being accused of killing unarmed individuals, particularly unarmed African American men. He has a lot to offer to us in terms of self-esteem. Again, also being able to be in that conduit between the police department and the civilian community. He has a lot to offer along those lines as well. So it is, as I said, Saturday, November 16th, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Leading Edge Academy, which is located at 18700 North Porter Road, which is right there on Porter Road, just adjacent to Saddleback Elementary School. $5, boys ages 9 to 15. Hope to see you there.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Those are all the speaker cards I have at the moment. Anyone else like to approach the podium? Tell us what's on your mind. Please. And again, just state your name for the record.
Hi, I'm Yamia Dawson. I just wanted to share with everyone that the Maricopa First Lego League Robotic Community Team will be doing their first regional competition on November 16th at Intel, and they will be doing an innovation project that at maybe the next meeting that I would like for the kids to share because this year it was about cityscape, and it was looking at Maricopa, and they kind of combined architecture, sustainability together, and they came up with an amazing project that I would like them to present to the city. And I wish, this is their first year, so they're ages 9 to 13, and we actually have 8 young women, which was the first time I've had a class full of women, but they actually are doing 3 missions. And the goal in your first year for First Lego League, for a first, newbie team, is to do 1 mission, but they have 3 missions, and they're gonna attempt a 4th mission. And if they come out of regionals, in the top, there's 24 teams. So there are a lot of teams from Chandler and Phoenix, and Intel involved actually helped sponsor the team, and they paid for everything for our team. And we actually had their lead director nationwide. She came on Sunday, and the real estate resource center, where we were lucky to have a volunteer place for our kids to actually do. She came out with them, and she was just amazed how well they program. Like, they're a great group of kids, very diverse, and they're representing Maricopa well. They're from different schools, Leading Edge, a couple are from the middle school, Maricopa Wells, and then a couple homeschoolers. So I just, wish us well. This is their first time. They're kind of nervous, and they don't know what to expect, but they're going to represent Maricopa, and the future of Maricopa is very bright.
It is. Thank you very much.
The name.
What's that?
I can give the name.
Yeah, go ahead, Vice Mayor.
So the name of the city is Ferguson, Missouri, the death of Michael Brown. That was the city that Gerald was called to support the effort to help bring that police department back into certification.
Thank you very much. Anyone else at this time like to approach the podium? Grace, come on up.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council, city officials, and prosperous Maricopans. I'm here to tell you thank you. I came to the city address, and it was absolutely marvelous. I really enjoyed it, and I just want to let all these people, I was so happy to be here today. I didn't know this was going on, but I'm very honored. I'm very honored to be able to see all the young kids that are willing to come up and speak for Maricopa, help them prosper. I am a proud history of Maricopa. I've been here over 63 years, and I love Maricopa. I voted to incorporate and bring all of you here so we can make sure that we do have our baseball field dreams come true. I welcome you all. I thank you so much. I know there's a lot to still be done in Maricopa, but I'm still very happy to be a Maricopan and very happy to have you as our city council members and all the city staff that we work together, not only, certain persons, but everybody together. And I thank you so, and I've enjoyed everything that I've had here in Maricopa, and still hope to prosper more of Maricopa. I've seen it change from little dust devil to a little bit growing, a little bit growing, and a little bit more growing. So I am very proud to be a Maricopan, and I'm very proud to be able to join and interact with all the new programs, and we'll go forward. In God's name, thank you so much.
Thank you, Grace. Anyone else at this time? Okay, seeing no one, we'll go ahead and suspend the call to the public at this time and move through the agenda, at which point we will be taken to item 7 on the agenda, the meeting minutes, 7.1. Council, can I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. That'll take us to the consent agenda. I know that Vice Mayor Wade has a question on item 8.2. Thought we'd move to questions on that first. If we can get those questions answered, then it'll avoid us from pulling it if needs be at this time. So I'll turn the time over to Vice Mayor.
Thank you. And if I have an opportunity with the city manager to perhaps answer the questions that I have. Basically, for those of you who do not have an agenda in front of you, what this item is the mayor and city council shall discuss and possibly take action on approving an intergovernmental agreement, or IGA, with the Maricopa Unified School District regarding a shared school resource officer, or SRO. So there is conversation and discussions underway and actions underway to try to, my understanding, to bring another SRO and bring an SRO to the high school or to either to the unit district. It doesn't actually indicate whether or not it's going to go to the high school. But I'm just curious as to how far along we are in that process. Maybe a little bit of an understanding of the process for the benefit of the community, and how far along we are with that.
This is essentially a rewrite of an old document to modernize it to the needs of today. The school district is comfortable in just having a SRO officer at the high school at present. They are aware that they, with a phone call, can get police presence at any given situation very quickly. The significance of an SRO officer, though, is that they're on board. They're there daily. They build personal relationships with the youth. Part of the trust building, the community policing, and so forth. And to be honest with you, the chief can probably address these far better than I can. But at the same time, it's a cost. It's a cost to taxpayers, whether we're paying our taxes toward the school district or towards the city. So this has provided an opportunity to share resources, to reduce cost to all of the taxpayers, at the same time providing a much needed service to the city. And actually there's no exchange of funds, because as a part of that, and part of what you will adopt later tonight, is the joint use facilities agreement, whereby we share and use each other's facilities and barter the cost of some of these items so that we can reduce the cost. And I think it's very incumbent that governments learn to work together to share resources. We all pay taxes, that find ways to reduce cost. I think the other part of the significance, though, is our community is growing, it's changing, and to have the presence of an SRO officer on site who can actually work with the kids and build that trust, and sometimes get intel that is necessary to prevent possible situations from happening in advance, are critical. And with that, I would invite the chief come up if he's got any comments he'd like to add.
I had a question for him, too.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, city manager. I echo what the city manager said. I've said it over and over and over again. You cannot solve crime by just having the police enforce the laws. It takes a community to be able to work together to solve our challenges, to solve our ongoing issues, and the school resource officer program fits into that like a glove, only with kids and adults at the same time, because school resource safety or school safety is not just keeping kids safe, it's keeping staff safe, it's keeping all the administrators safe, it's keeping the property safe as well, all of which taxpayers pay into.
Chief, were you or any member of your team involved in the process of putting together the ask?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question, sir.
Were you or any of your staff involved in the process of putting together the ask, the request for SRO funding?
Mayor Price, Vice Mayor Wade, yes. I worked closely with Nathan Steele. Nathan was working hand in hand with school staff, with school administration. He asked me for my input along the way. We had several dialogues, both in face-to-face and via email.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions or concerns, Vice Mayor?
Not that I have.
Would you like this to remain on consent then?
Yes.
Okay.
At this time.
Anyone else have any concerns on consent at this time? With that, can I have a motion to approve, please? Ooh, we'll take that again. We'll start with the Vice Mayor, and then I think Councilwoman Gussie, is it okay with a second there? Is that all right? Okay, so a motion and a second. Any further discussion on consent at this time? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. And that'll take us to item 9.1, which is a resolution This is the item that we're talking about. This is the mayor and city council shall discuss, possibly take action on a request to approve a master lease purchase agreement and related documents with the principal amount not exceeding 1.233 and 191 for the purpose of acquiring a Pierce Ascendant apparatus. This is authorizing the city manager to sign the master lease purchase agreement with PNC Bank, Pierce Manufacturing, and Hughes Fire Company in a form substantially similar to the documents presently presented before the mayor and city council. This is for discussion and action. At this time, the city manager announced it earlier in hiring this new financial advisor. We believe that we can renegotiate the contract to some extent, or at least the lease payment, and therefore by changing the basis points there to the interest rate, save the community somewhere in the neighborhood of $10,000. So it is proposed at this time that we table this agenda item until the subsequent meeting so that we can try and save the community some money. Anyone have any problems or issues with that at this time?
Not at all.
So we have a motion to table it. Is there a second?
Second.
And a second from Councilmember Smith. Any further discussion on this item? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. So it'll be tabled for at least a 2-week period to be brought back at the next city council meeting unless something should go awry. With that, thank you very much for being with us here this evening. That concludes our agenda. We will stand adjourned for 2 weeks. And with that, can I have a motion to dismiss, please?
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Thank you. You're not.
Oh, thanks.
That's so sweet.
It's adorable.
Like around 8 o'clock.
Oh, the first,
Oh,
yeah.
Marvin.